In early 11th century, Mahmud of Ghazni invaded the Somnath temple in Gujarat. The temple was plundered, thousands of people were killed, and fragments of the divine were carried back to Ghazni. This was a pattern seen in many Turkic invasions of that period. They would invade, plunder wealth, and then return. Author highlights that the Turkic Muslim rulers of that era were quite different from the Arab and Persian Muslim civilizations. The Arab world was then at the forefront of science and intellectual pursuits, while Persian civilization was renowned for its art, literature, and culture. In contrast, the author portrays the Turkic invaders as being comparatively more orthodox and militaristic. Against this backdrop, the story begins. Two Gujarati merchants, one Hindu and one Muslim, resolve to avenge the desecration of Somnath. They possess immense wealth, but lack trained warriors, so they approach the most powerful ruler in India at the time, Rajendra Chola, the emperor who took the Chola Empire to the height of its power. Their journey first brings them before the commander of the Chola army and the kingdom's chief of police, and eventually to Rajendra Chola himself. The objective is straightforward, yet extraordinarily ambitious. Travel to Ghazni, eliminate Mahmud of Ghazni, and bring back the fragments of the Somnath shivling to India. Instead of deploying an entire army, however, the Cholas decide to send a covert team of just 40 to 50 elite operatives. The mission is led by the Chola military chief, comprising of the chief of police, both the Gujarati merchants, and a Muslim girl from the Chera kingdom whose devotion to Lord Shiva is portrayed as being as profound as that of any Hindu devotee. This diverse team is one of the novel's most compelling aspects. The novel does not limit itself to events in India. It also delves deeply into the internal politics of Ghazni. We meet Mahmud's brother, who secretly covets the throne, his queen, and perhaps the novel's most memorable character, Malik Ayaz, the governor of Lahore, Mahmud's most trusted confidant, and, according to the novel, his secret lover. These political intrigues add another engaging layer to the story. Overall, the Chola Tigers has much to admire. Its historical setting is fascinating, and the pacing is brisk. That said, I occasionally found authors writing a little over-explanatory. At times, it feels as though the author does not entirely trust the reader, choosing to spell out ideas rather than letting them emerge naturally. Had I read this book a decade ago, I might have considered it exceptional. From my perspective today, it is certainly a strong historical thriller, but it falls just short of being a masterpiece. One aspect I particularly appreciated is the way the novel avoids portraying Muslims as a single, monolithic group. It repeatedly distinguishes between the Arab, Persian, and Turkic civilizations, emphasizing that they differed significantly in their cultures, values, and historical trajectories. Several Indian Muslims actively participate in the mission, and the author takes care to explain their motivations. As a result, the conflict is framed not as a religious one, but as a response to extremist invasions, a treatment that I found thoughtful and well-balanced. The ending, however, left me disappointed. In the final chapter, a priest prophesies that although the shivling has returned to India, it will not yet be reinstalled at Somnath. He declares that India is destined to pass through 1,000 years of darkness, and that the temple's full restoration will occur only when Lord Ram is once again enshrined in his temple at Ayodhya. Personally, I found this conclusion rather forced and politically motivated. For most of its length, the novel maintains the tone of a balanced work of historical fiction, but this final prophecy feels out of place and leaves an unnecessary aftertaste. Overall, if you enjoy Indian history, historical fiction, and fast-paced adventure novels, The Chola Tigers is an enjoyable read. It may not be perfect, but it is consistently entertaining. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more such content ahead.